I wanted to come on and talk about the sixth Magnum album, Vigilante, right now, but I'll save that for tomorrow. I said earlier I was going to do a thing, tone checks, just random, what grinds my gears, thoughts, ramblings, other things, even if it's about wrestling or it could be about politics. I'm going to start these off. I got one. Looking at this list of nominees this year for the Hall of Fame, not a whole lot of rock star. Not a lot of rock bands. Um, I'm looking at this. I could see Phil Collins is he's definitely getting in. So we know I love Genesis anyways. I know Gabriel's in solo, so yeah, Phil should be in there. I'm shocked he wasn't already in there. In excess, kind of hard to go through the 80s and early 90s without In Excess. I could see that one happening. I wouldn't argue if you put them in. Yeah. How many albums did they sell? Kick alone? You know, that makes a lot of sense. I, and this is where this thing's a reminder that this thing's a fucking joke. Iron Maiden is still not in? Come on. Come on, man. It just took them till 2 years ago to put Judas Priest in, and the, with the exception of Black Sabbath, there wouldn't be a Metallica, an Iron Maiden, a Slayer, a Megadeth. There wouldn't have been anything without just Priest. But then you gotta have Maiden. That's the second biggest metal band in the world for the last 15, 20 years. I mean, shit. The lead singer is a pilot. They got their own freaking jumbo jet. He owned his own airline company. Now he's got the repair tools and everything, equipment. Look at the money, the albums, the merchandise, the power, the influence still. How are they not? Is because Bruce runs his mouth? What? So what? That's Bruce. He always does. Probably the same reason Ted Nugent's not going in. But, well, Iron Maiden's not as First Amendment questionable, I suppose. But Iron Maiden should have been in already, and this is ridiculous. Luther Vandross, good artist, but again, damn good dude. Maybe. Melissa Etheridge, very rootsy to rock. In the 90s, yeah, she played her role. Late 80s too. But could, could wait till next year if anything. Shakira, I'm like, whatever. It's you know what I mean? It's just like, okay, whatever. Sade, she vanished a long time ago. Influential when she came in, but that died off. Jeff Buckley, hell of a legacy, although one major album and a few other appearances on soundtracks and other things. But again, I'm not seeing it. Why? The Black Crowes, yes. Oasis, not my favorite of the British band. The Brit pop bands in the '90s. I've always preferred Pulp, but Oasis is on the list for good reason, whether I care to listen to them a lot or not. So they're probably getting in. Black Crowes should probably be in. And originally coming from the area, I can certainly make the case on the influence and in pop culture and on long form pop music to this day from Wu Tang. Gotta have the Wu Tang in there. New Edition, amazing group. I guess they would qualify for the Rock Hall of Fame. But my thing is, where's Boston? Tom Schultz alone, with the technological advancements he made for guitar players and engineering and producing that are still being used today. Never mind the first three albums. selling like hotcakes, and that's an understatement. Just the first album alone is still selling. So where's Boston? Thin Lizzy's starting to have a resurgence, it seems. It's about freaking time. I already dropped one F-bomb. I'm going to try to watch it. So maybe it's too soon, I guess. And we need another couple of years of the internet, the box sets coming out, selling again. Because those things do sell out. Trust me, I looked. I have nearly all the deluxe editions from 15 years ago, except for like 2 of them. And yeah, those new box sets the last few years have been selling out. So despite the price. So I think Thin Lizzy should be on this list as a nominee. I'll give it. I could see another year or two. They need to have keep having that commercial reacceptance and reevaluation on a longer scale. Let's see, Lauryn Hill. Yeah, she played a hand, but that was a long time ago, right? Do we even talk about Lauryn Hill that much? Maybe I'm turning into old man yelling at the clouds. I'm just the killer is I'm looking up. Oh, Billy Idol. Yes, Billy Idol definitely should be an option to go in. Some of these names I'm like, okay, well, yeah, Pink rocks. Yes, she does. But you've got some legacy acts on this list that even that were late 80s into the early 90s and they sold like crazy, they're still not in. Never mind Iron Maiden or INXS, but this list every year gets more and more ridiculous as I see them. And what is rock and everything, its influence building on to new movements for youth and everything of that, I can understand the branch into years ago, 10, 15 years ago, into hip hop and rap artists getting in. No, that had its roots in the cultural identity of groups and people. I can understand it. Trust me, I do. But there's a number of bands that are just, and artists who are just not in yet, and you're throwing all these other ones in up there now, but where are they? Phil Collins alone should have been in years ago too. I would have put him in the same year as Peter Gabriel just for the hell of it. Could have had a mini Genesis moment or something like that there. But whatever. Maybe I'm getting a little more jaded with these things. Whoever gets in, good for them. But didn't they put Warren Zevon in finally last year? But it was like a special songwriter appreciation thing or something of that nature. Way too long. But then again, he did not have the best life and backstory. We'll put that mildly. So again, we'll see what happens. But I'm saying Iron Maiden gotta go in. Phil Collins gotta go in. Billy Idol should be in. Wu-Tang could go in. Oasis, I understand. Yeah. But there's still INXS. But boy, we're missing a lot of other options on here, and I don't know. It's a little suspect. Hey, is Leonard Cohen in the Hall of Fame? I didn't check beforehand. He might not be either. And if he's not, what about him? I hope they put Rosetta Thorpe in. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm done ranting. Here we are again. It's almost 10:30 at night, and I'm a little taken aback by some of their choices and some of the nominees thus far. I'm wondering where the heck we've gotten to. But it is what it is. It's kind of a joke too at the same time. But don't get me wrong, it's interesting, but But whatever. Good night, folks. I'll see you later. I'm not even going to do the whole sign-off thing, But take care.